So I'm chasing the Hyrox Elite. What that really means is I'm trying to get stronger, fitter and faster. Before the end of the last season we ran a 59:14 pro solo, but it is now off season. We have plenty of time to build to our next race and our longer term goals. And to be fair, the work's been working. Lots of running, biking, gym work. But this week we're actually taking a trip to the French countryside. With the weather raging beyond 40 degrees Celsius, no gym access, we'll be running, cycling all over the place, elevation heat and a few pastries along the way. So look, with that being said, let's get straight into the video. And here we go, day one, and it is hot, 38 degrees. Bloody hell, we've got our water, we've got our trainers, and we've got like these fields, so I thought, let's mix it up. Nail blood. But not, yes lads, so run is finished, we've been home, we've refilled our drink. One thing about coming out here, which I think I spoke about in the intro about not letting it get into my head, is in terms of overall training hours, obviously there's no way without a gym, without a bike, etc. we can replicate the amount of hours we've been doing. And to be honest, I don't mind it. We've had a good solid 5 to 6 weeks of close to 20 hours or 20 hours plus of training. A lot of like strength endurance focus, because that has probably been my biggest highlighted weakness with Hyrox. So I've been doing so much of that. So this week is kind of like a deload, but again with that added stimulus of the heat and just running. But with that being said, we're out here just going to be doing a ton of walking, a ton of running, just kind of using decent little walk in the heat as a way to potentially get some low zone 1. I don't even know if my heart rate will creep up to that, but just to keep the legs moving. That is refreshing. Beautiful day. I think the temp right now is 35 degrees. We're running super slow, like honestly 5-minute kilometre plus. Just about overall time today. Just getting out here. That's what this week's about, just lots of slow runs. We're going to try and wake up tomorrow before it gets hot to do a little bit of faster running. We might double that up with double run day. Some easy rompers in the evening. I feel like this is what I need, bro, like for my build as an athlete. Just a lot of slower, easy aerobic stuff. It's why our training volume's been so high. And a lot of that has been easy work, zone 1, zone 2 stuff. But yeah, out here, got this water to try and last me the whole run. What a beautiful day, paradise.
Tell me you want them tickets when it's game time. Even to call your daughter on a FaceTime. Even when we was young, I used to make time. Now we be waiting to make time.
Yes lads, we're out here. What we've been doing the last couple of days is we'll do our run, which hopefully moving forward we'll get it done earlier in the day when it's not as hot. The first day obviously we actually was travel day, and the second day, because we travelled and got like little sleep that day, we didn't get up super early this morning, but hopefully from tomorrow we can start running early. But what we've been doing is just little bits of hiking. It probably isn't classed as hiking because it was just walking around these fields, but just for a bit of low impact cardio, get those training hours counted. I'm definitely counting them on the Strava. A couple up to this field is like just over an hour, so today's run being around 85 minutes with this, not too bad. Tomorrow we're going to actually head into the town on the bikes. Should be another decent little cardio session. We haven't got our road bikes with us, so just literal standard bikes. I'm hoping to find a little pull-up bar and just bang a little 10-minute pull-up push-up emo. But yeah, it is hot. I checked my weather app about 20 minutes ago, it said 4 degrees.
Touch a trend, be wildin' with it.
I pulled in inside the lamb truck, fell asleep flying. I thought them niggas had my back, but I'm steady seeing signs. And I can't turn my back on Mona like I ain't see him trying. These tears shed whenever he dead, it's different seeing him die. Get close up on him, you know that shit be graphic. You gotta pop out with that ratchet, you know this shit get tragic. And you can't fumble with that stick, you know this shit ain't mad. All that shit you did in the streets, you know that shit gon' vanish.
Right boys, we are about 2 kilometers into warm-up. We're gonna go to 3. I don't know what session we're gonna do exactly, but maybe like 5 times, 6 times, 700 meters, or we'll see how I feel, because it is incredibly hot. And intensity is not the biggest priority right now.
Everything I sacrificed was all for the team. Everything I do for you is not just for me. You know, lean, and it just more than a team. No, she can.
Back out here, standard for the kind of afternoon. Every day we're out here, going on like an hour walk, which there is ups and downs. My heart rate is chilling on these walks at around 100, to be fair, which for a walk shows you first of all how hot it is, and so there are little bits of elevation. But today, pretty decent day. About 90 minutes biking about, going into the town, getting a little croissant and coffee, and then 10 kilometre total run distance with 4 times 1k. And our splits, well, I'll put them on the screen, but they're floating around like the 320s to 330s. There's quite a few hills. And now we're going for this hour-long walk. So, to be fair, total training time, to include this as like zone 1 work, pretty high this week, higher than I thought it'd be. With the little cycling, the running mileage. The running mileage is the main thing, because even though the total training time of the running won't match what I'm doing back home with the bike and all the other things, the actual like stress on the body with the higher running mileage than what I have been doing, and the heat. So let's walk, man.
Too crazy.
First thing first, I ain't walking in that bitch if I can't get a hold of my pipe. Calling that Geo when me and my mans outside, 2 grips, we living a wild life. Caught a flight to see what the vibes like. I bitch trying to see what the miles like. Bro in the back right now, saying slide right now. I guess we living a slime life. Say pour up a Sprite.
Good morning, people. We're back out here. 4th day now, and of course we're running again. So I think we're gonna split our runs into 2. So this morning we're going to head to the markets at a set time, so I've only got about 40 minutes, so I'm going to do about 8 kilometres easy this morning, and probably the same. Because we came out a bit earlier, it's only about 28 degrees compared to like 38, which is still hot, but it's a lot cooler. Now I just wanted to speak a little bit about the ideal training week for Hyrox. Now, it's become a trend, and I think people are starting to catch on that running mileage isn't the be-all and end-all for Hyrox athletes, because there's so many other ways to get the same stimulus and aerobic development, which still needs to be a vital part of your week. But if you try and do it all through running mileage, it's going to be very difficult to keep the quality of your sessions high, first of all, especially because for a lot of us, who don't come from running backgrounds, our body just struggles to cope with that load. Like, you need years of building your load consistently for it to feel easy, or easy enough to where your Hyrox sessions don't suffer in consequence from the high mileage. For me, it is finding that balance. Like, a lot of the top guys sit around 50 to 60k, which is still a lot of mileage, by the way. But it just goes to show that you shouldn't be chasing elite level running mileage. Instead, you should focus on the quality of your runs, progressing them, lots of easy work, and then filling the gaps of quality gym sessions that are specific to your weaknesses with Hyrox and specific to Hyrox in general. It's a beautiful day. Yes lads, so we're about 4 kilometres away through. It is bloody hot. I'm pretty sure weather app has it at 40 degrees. The body actually feels alright, you know. It's actually crazy because in my last like month to 2 months I've been loading so heavily on the strength endurance. Like, if you're in like a deep trainer, like, you know the feeling, like you always have some type of soreness. You do the best you can to recover as much as possible for your faster running sessions or quality sessions, but this week with no gym, leg wise I actually feel great, which is a good feeling. That's why we're able to get these runs done despite it being hot. But 4 kilometres left to go and we're out on the bikes.
Someone pinch me cause I'm dreaming. Now my heart broke from a dart throw. You in shark mode, tearing apart folks. Still you come around and push a knife in me. Kicking it with family like a...
Now we are on the bicycles. Stop cutting me up. I'm trying to do a YouTube segment. We've just finished the run, straight onto the bike into the market. This is what we need, lads. We did just have someone come up to us and basically say we shouldn't be out on our bikes in this type of heat. Which I understand because it is very hot, but we are being very careful, not pushing it obviously. We've got tons of water.
Shitty little bikes.
So we are being careful. Glad we got 2 of these now.
Right.
We G and then we heat. Yes people, so back out here. 5th day, final day, so Thursday. Another run. We're going to add some intensity today, but again it is super hot. We've been running a lot. Again, like the temperature right now I think is around 35 degrees. We're going to try add a little bit of intensity, but again it's not going to be anything crazy. What I'm thinking is 3 kilometre warm up, maybe 2 times 2 kilometres, maybe 2 times 2.5 at close to what would be at home, like my LT1 type threshold, so like 335 to 340 per kilometre pace. But with this heat, I feel like extended intervals, the sun just traps you, and after a while you start to feel it. That's why I kept it nice and short with the slightly faster intervals the other day with the 1 kilometres. Today we're going to try and get to 2.5, probably just 2 reps, maybe 3 if we do 2 kilometres, but we're going to see how we feel, because again, like, I'm not chasing intensity this week. I am battling with myself constantly, as I know a lot of you can relate. This week is a deload. It's about just running a lot, getting a week of deload plus running efficiency, that extra addition of heat training. So I'm happy to tell myself that. We'll see how this session goes. I haven't got my helper on the bike with a load of water, so we've only got this as well, so I want to make sure that I'm using it wisely. But anyway, I'm in some shade. We've got about another kilometre left of this warm up. We'll do some strides and then we'll get into it.
It's a life relief from that.
3 kilometres done, or just under. There's a big hill coming up, so I don't want to. I'm going to try and start my first quality or faster rep up the hill, which is painful, but there's no egos out here. This heat, these hills, it's just about effort. So I actually don't mind it. The feeling after, honestly, the feeling after getting a run done, even my easier runs, when that combination of heat, hills, like, I love that combo. I feel like that is the definition of endurance. And if you get like miles, heat, hills all into one run, no matter the speed, I feel like it really moves your endurance forward. So we're just gonna do some dynamics and get the first set started. Look at it! Bloody hell! Another hill. My mouth is dry. Oh, it's hot. Oh, so many hills, lads. Honestly, the hills are a joke. And the thing is, like, because of all the upward hills, by the time it comes to the downslope, I actually don't even like being on the downslope because it loads your quads so much. So it's like your legs are on fire constantly. First rep done though. We did 2.5 kilometers, 3:35ish pace. We're just going to do 2 sets of that. 3 kilometer warm up, 3 kilometer warm down. So about 11 to 12 kilometers total work. 5 kilometers at like, would have been like LT1, but with this heat, the intensity is a little bit higher, heart rate's a little bit higher. So still trying to keep it below 170, which it has so far. But yeah, let's do one more set. We'll have a good amount of rest. So we're not going to force this rest. We're at 90 seconds to 2 mins. Then we'll finish the last working set. Set number 2, boys. Let's get it. About halfway.
Yeah, love Metro on that beat. Love cool that they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision.
Fuck me. That was way harder than it should have been. Oh, the amount of hills, boys. Like, that second set felt like it was all uphill. Oh, that feels so good to have that done. Honestly, 2.5 kilometers has never felt so hard. Like, I don't even know how well you lot can see the actual incline of these hills, but like, even this one here, and they're all like long and also have good gradients, so it's like a grind with like, I'd say 4 or 5% incline. We're down, we're just going to chill in the shade for like a few more minutes. I just want to speak a little bit about, I get asked quite a lot in my DMs on Instagram because I make motivational videos, like how do I stay motivated, how do I stay disciplined, consistent. Now for me, and I feel like there's 2 ways to look at this. Some people will look at how long it takes and how much consistency is required over such a long period of time to achieve the results, say for example Hyrox performance or body transformation or a real improvement in your athletic ability. They'll look at how long, how much consistency is required, and it'll frustrate them. Why hasn't it happened for me yet? Why am I not where I want to be? And the other group of people, including myself, look at that and see it as a massive separator that I love, because I know that I've built the mindset that I love the fact that it takes such a long period of consistency. And not only that, with Hyrox performance specifically, you not only have to be consistent, but your actual training weeks have to be high volume. They have to be difficult, not necessarily intensity wise, but the amount of training you have to do combined with consistency over months and years means that that separation from the people that are willing to do it and not is so big, which is why it motivates me so much, because I'll be sitting there in a boring bike session or a ski session that I'm like, I'd rather be doing a million things right now. And I'd literally think, so would so many other people, and a lot of these other people are out there doing the other things because they're not willing to be consistent, they're not willing to sacrifice that time that is required. I know it sounds super cliche and a bit cheesy, but you've got to look at it that way. You can look at it 2 ways again. You can be frustrated by how long it takes, or you can be like, I'm going to be that person that actually doesn't care how long it takes. You're just going to show up consistently, and that is where you separate yourself. And I feel like that's why when I do get the time that I feel like I want in my Hyrox, I'm going to think back to all these days, like hundreds, countless of sessions that each one of them I could have easily had a point where I was like, nah, I can't be arsed today because it's too hot. Those boring bike sessions, ski sessions, there's been hundreds of sessions where I could easily have been like, nah, fuck this, but I did it. And they're the ones that I remember when I get the time I want or get to the position I want to get to. So again, sorry for that. Hope it hasn't cringed too many of you out. But yeah, we're going to finish this run now. Nice little 3 kilometre jog home. I think we're out on the bikes after, so let's get it. These are beautiful peaches. We have just biked well over an hour, slightly different route into the market. Honestly, the amount of hills I've just done, I wonder if my watch is still showing it. No, it's not, but we didn't really have much turnaround since the run, but this is required.
Nothing here to care about.
Lads, these are the hills I'm talking about. I don't know if you can even tell, but we're heading home. It's quite bad. It's going to be like 90 past 10, honest. Minimum zone 1 biking. I'm on these things, which aren't great.